Hello friends, good morning, welcome back to the channel. I am just getting ready for the day. It is Monday. It's a Monday after a holiday, like week off, which is always hard to get back in the groove. But at where I work, we take a summer break. And so we got all of last week, the 4th of July off, which was lovely. Chloe and I went up to my parents' farm in northern Idaho. My aunt came with us, so I didn't have to road trip solo with a toddler, which was so nice. Chloe does amazing on road trips, but it's just nice to have someone else driving so I can be handing back all the toys and taking the lids off things, and you know how it is. So that was so much fun. Hardly wore any makeup, which was absolutely lovely. I'm kind of doing the same look today. So it was just peaceful, wonderful, unplug. I napped with Chloe every single day that she napped, which was every day. So I'm feeling all kinds of rested and rejuvenated. I am 19 weeks today, so later this week you'll get to come along with me to my anatomy scan, which is so exciting. So I figured I would kind of start the video here to kick things off. And then on Wednesday, I will bring you to the anatomy scan with me. And then this weekend, we will sit down and we will chat about the first half of pregnancy. I figured I would do like a first trimester recap, second trimester recap this go around, instead of, if you were here from the last one, I did updates every 2 weeks because I was just so, I still love being pregnant, but I'm taking far less notes this go around. I feel like I'm just living in it instead of feeling the need to document every single second and movement and all of that. I'm just soaking it up this go around. So anyways, I figured we would kick it off here, and then I'll just bring you along this week. We'll talk about all things pregnancy, how things are going, and just catch up. So stay tuned. Okay, I took this picture over on Instagram, but these are the only products I brought with me on vacation last week. So you can't even read this label anymore. This is a moisturizer that my mom makes. She's gotten really into making clean ingredient health and beauty products. So Mama's homemade moisturizer, the Dime Wonder Screen. This is a tinted sunscreen. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this one for like everyday use. For someone of my complexion, I'm a lot more olive toned. You can see like my arms and legs tan, my face does not. So that, like, I like my face to match my body, and this does not do that. Like, it's basically just like a little bit of a glowy sunscreen, but for hanging out at the farm, I don't really care how tan my face looks. So use the Wonder Screen, super simple eyebrow pencil, and locally made chapstick, also from my mom. And then I'm loving these Pixie on the go sticks. So I brought the bronzer with me, and I did the bronzer today as well. So I just put on like a tiny bit of the bronzer. And then when I was at the farm, what I was doing, I was using every last bit of this cream blush. So I would do like a couple strokes of the bronzing stick, and then just a little bit of this on the apples of my cheeks, and then just like brush it in a little bit. Today I wanted slightly more color. I'm working remote, but I still have to take some calls and things. So I went with my, what is this one? Peaceful Amazonian Clay blush. So I did that over the bronzing stick. So again, this is very light. Okay, it's Tuesday. Had to show outfit of the day. If you missed my Savers haul on Instagram, this was one of them that I bought early in the summer. It's just such a good bump dress. It's vintage, there's not even a tag on it. And it's just so fun. So excited to be wearing this one today. Outfit of the day for anatomy scan. So excited. She's been with me a long time. But the color pop is just so good in the summer, you know? So I don't think I'll be wearing it much longer because this seam keeps trying to like pull open right there, but it works for today. And then my pink tweed flats. I know tweed's a little more fall, but it's hot pink. So I feel like it works. Not going for the pink theme, but I do need to verify today that this is a baby girl because we did our gender testing as early as you possibly can. And I only trust it like 90%. I need today to verify that it truly is a girl. So off to the anatomy scan. Well, hello friends. This is my first time using my little car setup. I feel like I'm a floating head right now, but this is what you get. Just finished the anatomy scan and everything went well. I got to see a little baby. Baby was moving around so much, which is crazy because I am feeling movement, but I'm definitely not feeling the level of movement that we were seeing on the screen. So I know that's coming and that's fun to look forward to. She also got the hiccups during the appointment, which that was one thing I kind of forgot about from last time. Chloe would always get the hiccups when I was like laying down to go to sleep at night, and it was so sweet, but it would keep me up. So I forgot that that is another thing I have to look forward to is baby hiccups. So all super fun. Got some good pictures. I'm sure I'll share some of them with you guys, but yeah, they didn't allow any filming in the office, so we didn't get any of that footage. But 2 arms, 2 legs, all the chambers of the heart, all the things we're looking for. But anyways, so cute. I already sent out all the photos to the grandparents and they were so excited. So I have a fun little morning right now because the company I work for came out with a new maternity leave policy, and part of the policy is during your pregnancy you have flex time to use, and I hadn't used any yet, and I'm halfway there and have, at least in the past, fingers crossed, had very easy pregnancies. And so I was like, well, I want to make use of some of these hours because I'm also the first employee to use this maternity leave policy. So I'm like, if I don't use it, like I could totally see girls that have really bad morning sickness or things like that, like need this time. I want to use it so they don't lose it for the next person. And so I was like, you know what, my anatomy scan, because I had anatomy scan followed by my midwife's appointment, and so I was already gonna have to take like 2 hours off anyways. Well, with this flex time, they require that you take it in 4-hour chunks. And so I was like, well, since I'm already taking 2 hours off, might as well take 4. And so I am now driving to the mall, which I usually avoid like the plague, but I really want some new glasses. I forgot that with my vision insurance, I can either have them pay for, like, I think it's $150 worth of contact lenses, which is honestly like 2 boxes, or like every 2 years they will pay for a new set of frames. So I think I bought my current pair that I've been wearing in like 21. So I've had them for like 4 years, and I want some, which is silly because I'm gonna be out on maternity leave in like 4 months, but I want some nicer frames that I can wear to the office, because right now I just have like the normal thick ones, because I was initially thinking like, well, I just wear them like when I'm at home, like in the evenings or the mornings. They don't, like, they just need to be comfortable and like substantial. But now I'm like, I kind of want some cute fashion frames that I can wear to the office with an outfit and have it be like not necessarily a statement piece, but like a part of the look, and not just like, oh, I'm wearing glasses, you know? So we're gonna see what Warby Parker has for me. I'm gonna try and film some of that, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they have, because the last time I did a try on, I think it was over on Instagram, this was a couple years ago, but they had these gold cat eye frames that I loved, and I didn't get them because at the time I was like working from home, and I was like, these are fancy frames, I don't need fancy frames. But now I'm regretting that I didn't get the fancy frames when I could have, because I think they discontinued that style. So we'll see if they have anything similar, but that's what I'm going with today. I did ask a couple questions at my midwife appointment. So if you guys are familiar, and of course I'm a little bit of, not like a crazy crunchy mom, I've heard the phrase, I'm not quite crunchy, I'm just crispy. I feel like that's where I'm at. I'm like semi-crunchy, so I don't know if you've heard about the fresh test when you do your glucose test, which that'll be, I think, 2 appointments from now. But the fresh test is like better ingredients for when you do your glucose testing, because it's not just like straight dyes and sugar, it's like cleaner ingredients. And so I actually just had a friend who was able to do fresh test for her doctor's appointment. Like, she had to order it herself, but they allowed her to like bring it and take that when she was doing her glucose test instead of the ones they provide. And so I asked my midwife about that. Unfortunately, so she said that they were seeing a lot of women get false negatives, like they should have been positive, but with the fresh test it was showing a false negative, and so they're no longer allowing patients to do the fresh test. So I thought that was really interesting. So I will be doing the same thing that I did last time, which was the lemon lime flavor, which is like a flat Sprite, which was fine. It gave me a little bit of like heartburn after, just because you have to drink it so fast. I felt like it burned my throat a little bit, but other than that, like it was not crazy sugary, and I appreciated that. So I'll just end up doing that again. And then I was asking about red raspberry leaf tea, because everywhere I read, there's so many different opinions on red raspberry, not opinions on the validity of using it, but when to start using it. Like, I know some women on YouTube that I follow that use red raspberry leaf tea from the moment they get pregnant. And thinking about it, those are the women that usually go into labor at like 36 weeks. But then I've read in other places, oh, don't start it till 3rd trimester, don't start it until like 25, 32 weeks. Like there's all these different timelines out there. So I was like, you as my midwife, who I love and trust, what do you guys say? And I was shocked. She said they recommend not using it until 36 weeks. To me, that almost feels too late, because I feel like at 36 weeks, you can go into labor at any point. Like, I want to be softened up and ready to go. Like, I don't feel like you drink it the first time and it's like, aha, and now we're soft and ready to give birth. Like, I would think you would need to start it at like 32 weeks at least for it to actually like get in there and start working. So I thought that was really interesting. I do love and trust my midwife, but I'm also like, do I want to wait till 36 weeks? Maybe I'll have to go back to my old videos and see what I did with Chloe. I'm honestly just trying to recreate all like the magic of Chloe's birth, because I had the easiest, dreamiest labor with her, and I want to recreate that if in any way possible. So I'll see when I start taking it with her. I lived on a birth ball with Chloe, and just yesterday I actually brought my new chair to the office. Maybe I'll show you guys when I get to the office later today. But it's like the birth ball, but in an office chair. And so I can still like bounce when I'm at my seat, but if someone comes up behind me and has a question, I can like roll on the wheels. I don't have to like hop and turn, which would be awkward. So yeah, I'm just trying to recreate the magic from Chloe's. I'm gonna live on my birth ball at home and at the office. I'll start red raspberry leaf tea whenever I did that last time. We'll see when I started it, and then we'll go from there. And yeah, just trying to make labor as easy as possible again. That is the dream. So anyways, I've never been to this Warby Parker, so I need to make sure I'm on the right side of the mall. But then let's go in and try on some frames. Okay, that was the fastest trip ever. Went in there, I told the girl about the frames that I loved from a few years ago, and just like, oh, come on over here, I know exactly what to show you. Found 3 frames that I loved, which I took videos of both on the wall and trying on. And I went with the Marin. I just think she's so pretty. I don't have it with me. Obviously, they have to send it to me to put in my prescription, all that good stuff. But it only takes like 7 to 10 days, I think he said. So that's pretty quick. And I'll have my new glasses. So I'm really excited about it. I really like the ones I picked. I also saw a video on Instagram a couple weeks back because I've been thinking this whole time, like, oh, I'll do my anatomy scan, and then later that day I'll go to Warby Parker, pick up my new glasses, and then Instagram, because it knows everything, sent me this video, and it was like, if you need help finding a name for your baby, go to Warby Parker. They've got the best names. I took a video of like the wall of the glasses, and I think you can see some of the names, but they do. They have the cutest names. It's like Gilmore, Jameson, Maeve, Percy, like cute, kind of classic names, but different, not just like basic. So yeah, obviously I had to peruse the names on the wall. But at my appointment, they did say I had kind of low blood pressure, so I might be feeling like a little dizzy or like get a little lightheaded if I stand up too quickly. I was feeling that after walking, because it was on the other side of the mall, so it was a little bit of a walk to get there. I didn't bring my water because I didn't want to have too much stuff in my hands when I'm like trying on glasses. And so by the time I walked over there, I was like, oh, I'm feeling that a little bit. So I didn't, even though I have time, I don't have to go into the office for another hour and a half. So part of me is like, oh, it would have been fun to shop around a little bit. Like, there's no one in the mall at 11 a.m. But I was feeling a little lightheaded and figured it probably wasn't the best idea by myself to like go wandering around a little lightheaded pregnant woman. So I'm gonna go home, get some food in my belly, and then I will head to the office. Okay, hello friends. I had great plans to do this update outside. We just got some patio furniture. It's a beautiful day and Chloe's napping, but I opened the screen door and the neighbor kids are enjoying the outdoors and very loudly. So decided that probably wouldn't be best, so we're inside. But I wanted to kind of give a little bit of a recap because I haven't been filming as much of this pregnancy. So I am 20 weeks and 1 day as of today. So we're already halfway through, which is crazy. And this is like my first pregnancy update. What in the world? So I'm mostly going to focus on first trimester. I might get into like a little bit of early second trimester, but I'll try and come back in a couple weeks and give just a second trimester rundown. So we're a little out of order. Sorry about that. That's just life these days. So anyways, if you watched the video of finding out, I found out at, I think, exactly 4 weeks. So I've known for quite some time now. So I did journal my symptoms, and it's so funny because I had such an easy pregnancy with Chloe, my first. And don't hate me, but I think my second one has been even easier so far, but I think there's multiple sides to that. So with Chloe, I'd been reading all the books, watching all the vlogs, all the things. And so it was like every single thing that happened, like this is an exaggeration, but like I would sneeze and then Google like, is sneezing a pregnancy symptom? And then go jot it down in my journal. And I was just like so in tune with every little thing. And now that I've done it once before, I kind of know how it goes. I like writing down my symptoms did not happen a lot because for the most part, it was like, well, I'm a little more tired, a little more constipated, I pee a little bit more, but I feel like myself. And so, yeah, I feel like first trimester was really easy for me, but here's just like a few of the things that I did actually think to jot down. So weeks 4 and 5, I definitely noticed some cramping. The insomnia kicked in early. It was different than last time though. With Chloe, I had, what's it called? Like my circadian rhythms were thrown off. So I was waking up at like 5 or 6 a.m. for the first few weeks. This time it was different. For that first week, I was waking up like almost every single night at 3 a.m. And then I had a hard time falling back asleep. And I was like, oh no, I hope this doesn't last long. And it didn't. That was mostly just week 4. But the cramps, insomnia, tender breasts, numbing arms, this was something that surprised me the first go round, and now I know that it just comes with pregnancy for me at least. And it's just like, yeah, I'm sure if I sit like this cross-legged for too long, this leg's gonna go numb. Or if I lay on one side, that side's gonna go numb. It's just, things go numb very easily. So that was something I noticed. Of course, being more tired, out of breath. The breakouts this go round, I don't remember. I'll have to go back to my other videos. I don't remember the breakouts being this bad with Chloe. They do say that is something that happens when you're having a girl, which I am, baby girl number 2. That they steal your beauty, as they say. But yeah, breakouts were for real. First trimester, I definitely noticed that. A little more gassy, and yeah, everything else is pretty much duplicative of what I already said. I will say, let me know in the comments below if you are similar. I bloat so fast. Like the second I get a positive pregnancy test, it like the bloat hits. And so I know for some people, they get to week 20 even, and it's like, oh my gosh, guys, look my belly. And it's like they maybe had a big dinner. Like it is nothing. And for me, both times I've announced, people have been like, oh my gosh, your belly's so big. And I'm like, yes, thank you. And it doesn't really bother me, but it's just funny. Like this time around specifically, we went on vacation to Arizona. I think I was 7 or 8 weeks. I can put the photo in here, but I posted this photo after the fact, and I had multiple people be like, wow, your belly's so big. And I was like, well, thank you. But yeah, so those first few weeks, I noticed more of a pattern this time. If we ever get a number 3, I'll be curious to see if it follows suit. I felt like weeks 4 through 8-ish, like the bloat really came on, and then my belly kind of went in a little bit. Like I compared my bump photos, like it was week 8 to 10, and week 10 I felt like my belly was smaller, and it kind of concerned me. I was like, shouldn't it be going the other way? But I think my body just like bloats, and then it comes down, and then it's like baby growth, like normal speed growth. I remember when I was pregnant with Chloe, even, we went on vacation. I was 5 weeks pregnant. My friend was 15 weeks pregnant. And we stood back to back and took a bump photo, and our bumps looked the same. I am not kidding you. With the bloating, like I tried wearing jeans, even stretchy jeans, when I was like 4 weeks, 3 days, something like that. It was the Wednesday after I found out. And that in the morning, yeah, those jeans went on just fine. But by like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, I was like pulling them off of me. They were so uncomfortable. And so I have been pretty much in oversized or maternity bottoms since finding out I'm pregnant. Like I don't have, like I know some girls are in their high-waisted cute jeans until like 15, 20 weeks. No ma'am, I am like breaking out the maternity pants as soon as I find out I'm pregnant, because I just gotta make room, That's one thing I haven't been doing this go around, is actually tracking my weight. I'll have to check and see. So if my memory is correct, which it might not be, I really don't weigh myself very much. I've just found it's not really a healthy practice for me. But I believe from where I started pre-pregnancy, I've put on probably 5-ish pounds, and I'm 20 weeks pregnant right now. So I would have been curious to kind of keep track of it more during the early weeks. I don't think that was much actual weight. I think it was just like a little bit of water, a little bit of fluff. But yeah, now my bump feels all baby. The other thing I was gonna say, so I Googled this pregnancy because I was like, I don't meet many other people like me that do not have any morning sickness at all. So I Googled how many women experience morning sickness in pregnancy. 85%. 85% of women deal with morning sickness in pregnancy. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like I've always felt very lucky to not have that. I feel even more lucky after finding that stat. The one thing I will say is I noticed this pregnancy, which I do not remember this from the last one, but I had the ability to be very lazy in my last pregnancy because I wasn't caring for a toddler. And so this pregnancy, I noticed I
would get, I guess, overworked, overspent a lot easier, especially because I felt good. So I would run around and try and pretend like I was just my normal self. And then all of a sudden I would like get hot and like a little bit nauseous and need to just like sit down and have a glass of water. And so I noticed that a couple times, like for that Arizona trip, I was just kind of like, we don't have a big house, we don't have stairs. I was just going around between like our room and Chloe's room and like grabbing this and grabbing that and throwing things here and there. And I realized like I started just not feeling great and I had to like sit down and have a water break. And I was like, what is going on? This is not hard work, but apparently my body needs me to take it easier than I physically feel like I need to. And when we were in Omaha, I think I was about 10 or 11 weeks pregnant at that point in time for a friend's wedding, which by the way, guys, Omaha is gorgeous. Who knew? I didn't know. But we went there for a wedding and we stayed in this hotel, and there was a, like, not even half a block down was the Saturday morning farmer's market. So we got in late, like probably midnight-ish, slept in, had breakfast at the hotel, and then we're like, well, let's go walk around the farmer's market. Wedding's not till 5. So we walked like down the half block, walked through the maze of vendors, then walked around like the back side of the block and around. So basically like a large city block plus the walking through the farmer's market part. And I started getting hot. Like Jordan could have gone and explored some more, and I was like, no, Mama needs to go lay down and drink some water. Like this feels ridiculous, but yeah, so that is something I did notice in first trimester. So not necessarily morning sickness, but I would get overworked very easily. So those were the main symptoms. So then I noticed right around week 13. So week 13 is kind of like the changeover week, your end of first trimester, beginning of second trimester, or about to start second trimester. So right around week 13, I noticed that about 5 p.m. So when I was driving home from work, or like driving to daycare to get Chloe from work, there's like 2 days in a row when I just like wasn't feeling great. And it always hit me right about that 5 o'clock, and I was like, oh no, am I gonna have morning sickness in this pregnancy? But like obviously morning sickness happens any time of day. So I was like, am I gonna have evening morning sickness this pregnancy? And then I started thinking about it, and I've gotten a lot more into reading labels and being conscious of that. And so I had, like at work in our break room, bless their hearts, they provide us with so much. But when I'm reading labels, there's constantly like bioengineered food ingredients and red dyes and all the things. And so I just, in it, trying to be healthy, I had kind of stopped grabbing from the break room. And so then I went ahead and Googled like, how many more calories am I supposed to be eating during second trimester? And so then I tried tracking just from memory what I had been eating. I was like over 500 calories short in what I was supposed to be eating. So I think that nausea was also just like I was not fueling my body enough for what baby was needing, and it was letting me know that. So I had to kind of like take a step back, and you know, if they don't have the Cliff bars and all they have is the Nature Valley protein bars with the bioengineered food ingredients, like I'm gonna eat it. Like I need to be continually eating, and obviously I'm gonna try and do my best with the ingredients and things that I have. I've also been bringing a couple of my own snacks, which I don't love because there's so many snacks at the office, but when you're trying to be healthy, sometimes you have to provide your own. So trying to be conscious of like bringing my own snacks, and then when I don't bring my own snacks, just not checking the label and just getting some fuel in me, because I found that really helped as well. So those have been the main things. Okay, so looking ahead at a couple other things. So we are in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house right now. We are still renting, but we love it. It feels like home. And so no intentions of going anywhere anytime soon until hopefully, Lord willing, we make it back to the country. But yeah, so we were just thinking about it when we first got pregnant, and I was all gung-ho to get Chloe like a cute little toddler bed, like just the next size up, and then we'd move the crib into the guest room. And I was like, it's fine, we'll do the crib and the guest bed in that room. Guys, it's not a big room. And so finally we came to the decision of like, okay, we have a small house, let's make it work with what we've got. And so we moved the queen bed from the guest room into Chloe's room. So my 3-year-old has a full queen bed to herself. She calls it her big girl bed. And so then the nursery can truly just be the nursery. And so that way, when we do have visitors come, they will borrow Chloe's room. Chloe loves a sleepover, so she can either like sleep in here with us because we have a king bed, or we could make something in the nursery if baby's not in there yet, yada yada. So we did move the queen bed into Chloe's room. So we have 2 projects that I'm working on right now. So one of those is putting together Chloe's big girl room. So I am so excited. I'll like put a little inspo graphic up here that I put together, but it's gonna be kind of fiesta themed. So part of the reason for that is her baby girl nursery that I put together, obviously because she was a baby, was desert sunset. So it was a lot of like oranges and tans and goldenrod and like all of that, just like warm tones, but with like a southwest flair. There's a cactus bookshelf, there's llamas, there's stuff like that. Well, when she picked out her big girl sheets for the queen bed, she calls them her Coco Kitty sheets. We don't do a lot of Disney, but she loves the movie Coco, which I'm totally okay with, like embracing our Latin roots. And I love the music. So she got these sheets, I'll put them up here, that they're cats, but they kind of do have that Coco vibe with like the coloring and the florals and the dots and everything. So combining those sheets with what she has in her room, like the Southwest style rug and the cactus bookcase and all of that, because I'm balling on a budget over here. I'm not trying to like go to the Pottery Barn and like hand pick a whole new big girl room. If only. That's just not where we're at. So I was like, how can we piece together these things in kind of a cohesive theme? We also got the go-ahead from our landlord to paint an accent wall in her bedroom. So I'm thinking like one of these turquoise colors. Here's like the vibe of her fiesta room. So I found like this super cute tassel pillow, some little tassel tie backs for her curtains, and yeah, like I said, turquoise accent wall, and just kind of throwing in some of that like cultural looking art as well, and just make it really colorful and fun and vibrant. So I'm really excited to put that together. So we're not gonna have to buy too much. I already ordered, she already has her sheets. She's using them, she's loving them. I just ordered the tassel pillow. I think we're gonna wait just a little bit to paint because we do have to move some stuff. We have to move her book, not her bookcase. Her dresser matches the crib. So that dresser is gonna get moved into the nursery with the crib. The rocking chair is moving from her room to the nursery. And then I've been looking all over Facebook Marketplace to find the perfect kind of downsized dresser for her room, because the queen size bed does take up quite a bit of room. And I'm trying to be slightly more minimal with the wardrobe going forward. I went a little bit crazy with her wardrobe because I could. I want it to be a little bit more Montessori feeling. I don't want like a tall one. I want one where she can reach all of the different drawers, where she can get stuff out so she can dress herself. She already knows like where all her clothes are in her different drawers. And so I want to keep it that way so she can easily get in her drawers, dress herself. I can start training her to put her own clothes away, all those things, because she loves helping with laundry. And so those are just things that we're kind of slowly working our way towards. And then of course, the nursery. Also, I was talking with someone about this the other day. I want to talk to like my parents and my aunt and uncle and like people of that older generation, be like, when y'all had like your second, third, fourth kid, did you redecorate the nursery or did you just repurpose what you had? Because it feels a little silly to me. I'm like, we legit could just put the crib in there. We have 2 sets of crib sheets. We've got the chair. I have plenty of baby blankets. Like, I genuinely don't need to do anything to that room, but then it feels like not special. So I have this whole portion in my registry that is like nursery decor, which again, we're having another girl. I don't need anyone to buy me a single piece of clothing. And the necessities, like diapers and wipes and diapers for me, postpartum stuff, like that's not always the most exciting to buy. So I figured I would put some fun nursery decor in there, and then if people want to buy us that stuff, then we can kind of like throw a little bit of that in as well. So the theme I was loving for this baby girl's nursery is fruit, specifically like fruits of the spirit. So I found a really cute tapestry wall hanging, which I had a tapestry enclosed room as well, and I like it because it gives a pop to the wall. It's something for them to look at when they're little, and so I loved that I was able to find one for fruits of the spirit. There's some really cute like orange and peach and lemon and like different designs for diaper changing pad covers and like crib sheets and all of that. So I have some of those on our registry. And so we'll just do like a smattering of different fruits and just kind of make it fun and girly and go with that. So that's where we're at. Baby shower is coming up in, it's still probably like 10 weeks away. We're doing it in September. And that is based on, so my mom lives about 12 hours away. And so she came in May for the gender reveal. And then we obviously need her to be in town for my baby shower. So she's coming back through in September on the way to do a mission project down south. And so we're kind of combining with that trip. So my baby shower will be in September. And so that's a little on the late side. I'm one of those people who's like, have your baby shower in like your 20 to 30-ish weeks. I know that is not common these days. I swear I've been invited to so many baby showers that are literally a month before the mom gives birth. And these are first-time moms. I'm like, girl, whatever you don't get at your shower when you're 36 weeks, you now have less than 4 weeks to get everything else. Girl, you think you're gonna wanna walk around Target when you're 36 weeks pregnant? No, you will not. No, you will not. So that is my PSA. If you are a first-time mom, plan your shower earlier so you have more time to get everything ready. That actually came in super handy with my first. I had my showers at I think like 22 and 31 weeks. Like I did my family one early because they're usually the ones who are going to bless you with the larger gifts. And then like 31 weeks was just like the friend shower. But that worked out perfect because again, I'm not trying to scare people, but in our case, the week after my baby shower, my father-in-law passed away. And we were traveling back to where he was living to like take care of the house, get affairs in order, all of that. And then my husband, from the stress of all of that, ended up with pneumonia for the rest of my third trimester. We were, asking for help from the prayer team at church. Like, I don't know what to do if I go into labor and my husband's so sick he can't get out of bed. Like, I'm going to be giving birth alone. Like, it was a very stressful third trimester. So I was so glad the nursery was already done. We had everything that we needed, and we were not worried about the nursery while dealing with everything else that was going on in third trimester. So again, this is not a fear tactic, but do plan ahead. Have your shower earlier if you can. So this go round, I think my shower is like at 31-ish weeks, something like that. But like I said, I don't really need anything now. This is just like fun. Obviously, I need the diapers, so we are doing a diaper raffle. But other than that, it's just like fun. It's just a way to celebrate this baby. I kind of went back and forth because I feel like there's a sentiment out there of like, well, once you have one, like you don't really need a baby shower for like your second, third, fourth kid. Like that feels selfish, like you're just looking for gifts or things. But I remember I lived with a friend of mine when she was pregnant with number 3, and I offered to throw her a baby shower because I'm like, you're having a baby, like let's celebrate. It doesn't have to be a huge thing, but like every baby should be celebrated. And so I was telling one of my friends, I was like, oh, I think we'll do something low key. I think we'll just do like a baby queue and just like invite people over and do like something like that. And she's like, no, girl, have a baby shower. I had 2 babies. I had 2 baby showers. Like, just go for it. And so when one of my sweet cousins offered to throw me a baby shower, I was like, well, let's do it. let's party. So we're doing it and I'm so excited we are. So I think those are all the updates. I guess I can give a bump date, but also remember I'm 20 weeks right now, so this is a little late for a first trimester recap. Okay, this is 20-week bump right here. 20-week bump. We are bumping, my friends. I've already had the first instance of someone coming up who did not already know I was pregnant and asking if we knew the gender of the baby yet. Jordan almost jumped in and wanted to say I wasn't pregnant, and I was like, but I am. It was a little old lady. Like, she doesn't mean anything by it, it's fine. So me and her chatted, but so even strangers can tell now that I'm pregnant, which is so exciting. So anyways, this was kind of an all over the place pregnancy update, but it's better than nothing. So yeah, I guess the next video will most likely be just like a second trimester update coming up here in the next few weeks. And I also need to do the names I love but won't be using. I'll do different names than I did last time. And yeah, let me know if there's any other questions that you have for this go round. I'm kind of trying to recreate all the magic of when I had Chloe, so I'm trying to spend time on my birth ball. I just got a birth ball office chair, so that'll be awesome. Because I feel like one of the reasons her labor was so easy was she was just like in the perfect position. So recreating that magic. What else? Oh, I went back to doing my built to birth labor affirmations when I have time. Jordan's been helping with bedtimes a little bit more, and so when he's handling bedtime, I will lay in bed and do meditation, like just get my mind right, start practicing, because we're 20 short weeks away. Guys, I'm genuinely so excited to give birth again. I know I might sound like a crazy person, my husband tells me I do, but I'm so excited. Like, I loved giving birth last time. I had the most ideal birth, besides the fact that my water broke before contractions started. Contractions never did start. I had to get on Pitocin. But other than that, like it was the dreamiest, most ideal labor ever. 8 hours. I prayed for 8 hours or less, and it was 8 hours almost to the minute. So pray specific prayers, my friends. Anyways, I will be back in a few weeks for a second trimester update. I'll be coming back with one of those baby name videos. If there's anything else baby related you want to see, or more maternity fashion, I'm trying to share more of that on Instagram as well. Follow me over there. But thanks for following along, and I will see you next time. Bye, friends.